I think. So see, this is, you can see up here, this is the Ron Toye. At Ron Toye, still protected because he is stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. When I'm saying put a countdown on, I don't want people to be surprised. So if you have anything you want to add to the show or whatever, or any questions, go ahead and ask them. If not, that's perfectly fine. I am content reading through stuff, but I just don't want people to be shocked that this show ends up being like an hour and a half or 2 hours long as opposed to the normal 3. You guys have seen this early message, but this is him. So I showed this top section here on stream originally, right? I didn't show these 2 things, although I talked about it, but we'll pick up right here. This is where my fun with Ron really begins, with the book recommendations. So here we go. I would suggest a few books to read. The first one would be How to Win Friends and Influence People. The second one would be Emotional Intelligence 2.0. This will be over soon, and I hope you invest in yourself to move past anger and rage to finding ways to add value to your fans and future audience. This man is suggesting that I move past anger and rage. Remember, this guy tweeted about Vic, a guy he doesn't hardly even know, like 350 times from February to April of last year. No knowledge about any of this stuff, but incessantly trying to shatter his career. Now, it'll be great later when you find out that Ron doesn't believe he did a single thing to Vic's career. So here we go. So my response, of course, is, sure, Jan. Smiley face. Did you always broadcast what gets under your skin? It's amazing. You have a compulsion issue. Wonder what it was this time. This is on January 19th. So this is 9 days ago. This was just after my Spicy Friday rantings. I think this would have been the Saturday. Is that right? January 19th was Sunday. It was the Sunday after my Friday rantings. So there you go. So more smiley faces, more smileys. Good job. And then he says, I hope you get some super chats. I see you have your bots out trying to push your agenda. I think I read this one too. I would add to the suggestion of books I gave you before, The Art of Exceptional Living. He's a walking meme. I got to remember he's a walking meme. I know your feelings are hurt that you couldn't share photos of you playing golf, but there are other people out there who can be your friend. Yes, Ron. You got it. You nailed it. I have a question for you. Who's the first person to tweet in January between all parties in the lawsuit? No, I guess Ron doesn't remember that his perpetual fiance retweeted Han Leia. Like, that's part of the reason it blew up, is the retweet. Oh yeah, I got to do his voice. Sorry. So what he's alluding to here is one of Vic's apologies, where, again, don't ever apologize, because these absolute trash piles will use them against you. You can mean the apology, you can not mean the apology. Don't apologize to these people. They are garbage. Like, there's no other way to do it. Imagine you don't know what you did wrong, right? Like, you don't know. All you know is you've got people firing at you, you've got your friends firing at you, and you say, look, I am sorry for whatever I've done. I apologize. I don't know. I didn't mean to I didn't mean to do anything. I didn't mean to harm anyone. I want to try and figure out what's going on and fix this. And that being used against you. That's the people you're dealing with in these things. You can't apologize. It's sad, but it's true. You can't do it because they will just lord it over you. You should be ashamed of yourself for lying to these fans for a year for money. There you go, guys. I've been lying to you for a year. Ron, finally, someone said it. Lying for money. Caught. At least my lie was in noble pursuits. What did you lie for, Ron? That's the weird thing. You still didn't even get married yet. I get you need to pay bills. Do I? I thought I was a trust fund baby. I thought I was just automatically super rich. Can't do it. I get you need, yeah, but at least be objectively honest. I don't know how I could be more honest on the facts. I don't know. I don't know how to do more. I show it. I cover the documents. I show the stuff. I provide receipts when able. I try not to engage in some of the other stories. That there are other YouTubers out there who cover more of the drama and rumor and stuff like that. I have tried to back everything up that I can with receipts. There are a couple things that I haven't shown them for due to confidentiality requests from people. A big one of those, of course, was KamehaCon. Shocker. Who lied about KamehaCon? Ron. Who ended up showing the receipts? Me. Once I could. But at first they asked me not to. All of my sources involved said, we can't show this stuff. Don't show this stuff yet. So I had to hold off. I had to sit there and have people accuse me of providing false contracts and all of that stuff when it all turned out to be exactly what I said. Exactly what I said was going on. But who lied about that? Ron did. Anyway, really look into the case with all the history, knowing who tweeted first and the content of that tweet, and do a real show that covers the details without bias. I don't do shows without bias, Ron. I do shows with honesty and integrity. Huge difference. Huge difference. You should learn it. Everyone knows my bias. That's the trick. They can make their own minds up. And if they think I'm a liar, they can think that. They're allowed to. Felipe Mouve says, Ron's favorite books are How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, and First Timer's book on remote controls, Effing Woman Beater Loser. Oh boy. You complained articles were written with a massive bias. Yes, the problem is not they're written with a massive bias. Ron, the problem is they purport to not contain it. That's the difference. That's the lie. I challenge you to honor what you expect from others and do it yourself. Literally every day. Every single day. I don't hold anyone to a different standard than me, Ron. Not a single person. Not a single news outlet. Nothing else. I wouldn't. Look at this. Look at this. Seeing your fun interaction with your wife on your stream was fun and lighthearted. Here's the nice one that he sent, right? This is the one I didn't read because I was like, uh-oh, this is a change of pace. This is what he wants. It was refreshing to see you happy. Ron, I'm happy 99% of my life. I'm happy most streams. She must be a good lady. You do have an audience to show guys a healthy relationship. Again, this motherfucker. Can you... Oh, this is a short one, guys. This is a short one. They get way longer than this. I hope you consider the idea of adding more positive aspects to your show. I understand why you have a poor opinion of me. Do you? I am shocked you haven't attempted to ask me any details. What are you shocked about, Ron? I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to interact with you. I don't want to talk to you. If I tried to talk to you, you would accuse me of harassing you, you weirdo. You already do. I also must applaud you for apologizing publicly to Vic. It takes guts, so I wanted to take time to mention that. Notice what you haven't done, you fucking weasel. You haven't apologized for destroying a man's life. Haven't done it. You're an absolute scumbag. It takes guts. Self-awareness is through the floor, Ron. I appreciate you explaining your portion on why you are biased. I agree with you that everyone is biased. I must apologize if I misled anyone to think I was Vic's friend. Some of these, I haven't read all of them. Like I skimmed some. I haven't read all of these. They're too long. I don't have the patience. I apologize if I misled anyone to think I was Vic's friend. You spent months calling him out based on your relationship, you little lying weasel. Andrew Shugget says, so he's pissed that Lady Rackets is better looking than Monica. This dude needs to give his balls a tug. Oh my God. I do and did hope the guy gets help to identify things that he did or failed to recognize about himself that has caused him to not identify how hoes actions have hurt others. Oh, how hoes actions. Whew. That's I'm not going with that. I'm not going to give him that being an autocorrect. Hose actions hurt everybody. That's right. Hose actions hurt everybody. I believe everyone should get another shot if they are willing to do the work. Of course. Of course. Remember, this is something that's going to come through. Ron implicitly states through this conversation that he and Monica are okay with sexual predators in the anime industry so long as they approve them. Let me restate that for emphasis because I'm an asshole. Ron and Monica are okay with who they would call sexual predators being in the anime industry, interacting with fans and children, so long as they are the gatekeepers of which sexual predators are allowed. That's what we're going to see in this. Now remember, this is their definition of who they are calling a sexual predator. But I think that's important, right? Like if I think someone is a sexual predator or a sex offender, I can forgive them for what they did. You know, they can serve their time. They can do all that. They will never, ever be around my children. Ever. It's a safety issue. I wouldn't allow them to be around other people's children if I had a say in it. If a background check came up and said, hey, we came up, we looked into this person, they came up clean. Do you know anything about him? I'm like, that's a sexual predator. Right? Like that's, you know, that's something you do, I suppose. But Ron and Monica are okay with it so long as they get to choose what sexual predators. That's very telling. That's not just based on this statement, though. We'll get to more of it. The dichotomy of that mindset is a challenging one to balance, mostly due to ego, but that can be overcome. Here is another book suggestion. Ego is the enemy. Is it, Ron? Are you sure? Are you sure ego is the enemy? You don't act like ego's the enemy. I did want to clarify my position on bots. There have been countless new accounts created that simply post links to YouTube videos. This helps the video get clicks and then pushes the video higher in the recommended videos on YouTube. Listen to this SEO expert over here. Listen to him. Also, those accounts will reply with the exact same thing on multiple posts, even when the statement makes 0 sense. Maybe you do not utilize bot accounts or alt accounts, but it is happening. Maybe I don't. Of course I don't, you weirdo. I can barely figure out how to run a stream. Do you? Do you and Monica utilize bot accounts? Seen a lot of rehashed statements coming out of your side. They always project. They always project. One thing you mentioned was maybe talking when this is all over. I would like to talk with you if you decide that you want to, whenever you decide. I don't think that's a good idea, Ron. I really don't. Maybe when it's over. We'll see. I don't know. P.S. I do remember the retweet stuff, but did you cover why his apology was an issue? His apology is an issue because you people are monsters. That's why his apology is an issue. Because you've taken an apology out of context where he does not apologize for what you say he apologized for. At all. Vic basically apologized for being an asshole or a diva. You could go read his apology. Should we find it? It's still up. Still ill-advised, by the way. Don't do it. Don't ever do this. Again, you can tell I'm not Vic's counsel. Never, ever would I allow a client to post something like this. Here we go. Here's that apology. I'm going to speed read it. I'm not going to comment on it. Whoops. Sorry, I gotta... Look at me. Clearly running bots here. Can't even get a window minimized and centered correctly. How embarrassing. Here. This is heartbreaking. Over the last few days, a number of comments and allegations have been voiced on social media. I'd like to share my thoughts. Homophobic? No! Some of my dearest friends are members of the LGBTQ community, including several that I brought into my production family on Star Trek Continues. This is a blatantly false statement. I said many years ago that I didn't think a particular character I voiced was gay, contrary to what some fans believed, not because it matters to me at all, but because I was told this was the case. I also elected not to autograph Yowie, not because I'm homophobic, but because I didn't wish to sign material that was not canon. Anti-Semitic, I couldn't even grasp where this was coming from until someone pointed me to a moment years ago where I was in a panel, referred to a bunch of noise coming from another room jokingly as a Holocaust. As I said then, it was a metaphor for Armageddon, death, and mass destruction, but not the Holocaust. Could I have chosen different words? Sure, in retrospect, I could have, and of course, I'm sorry that it offended anyone. Nope. Don't be sorry for other people being offended if you didn't offend them. Like, you didn't defend them. It's a lie. I sincerely apologize to any convention staff member who ever felt I was anything less than kind and grateful to be included in their event. Unknown to most staffers, contractual arrangements made in advance with cons were occasionally not honored when I arrived, and that made me frustrated. That does not excuse me making anyone feel badly, and I am deeply sorry. Yeah, I apologize if I came across as a diva, right? There's that one. I would also like to sincerely apologize to anyone who ever felt my interaction with them, hug or kiss on the cheek or forehead, was crossing a line. Never in a million years would it be my intent to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Rather, it was meant to show gratitude or support. I came from an affectionately expressive family where such displays are commonplace. Listen, a hug and a kiss on the cheek or the forehead is nigh on impossible to be sexual assault. I mean, it can be. Just about anything can be. But part of sexual assault is typically an intent to receive sexual gratification. That's usually not done in a public place, where people have lined up in front of you and are oftentimes paying to engage in the interaction. Anyway, let's see. But I understand that not everyone feels that way. Hence, I will not be interacting in the same way with fans in the future. Understand this is the climate we live in and how this is how it has to be. My fans who ask me for hugs, etc. I'm sorry, but please know that I'm no less grateful to or supportive of you. Finally. Now notice then what comes next. I guess Ron doesn't remember this part of the apology. Any allegations of sexual harassment, sexual assault, or most disturbingly pedophilia are completely and utterly false. My heart weeps for anyone who endures a violation of this kind. So to be the accused of harming others in this way, I have no words. Sincerely, Vic Mignogna. I mean, it's amazing. Like the dystopian nightmare that is Ron's mind. Oh, damn it. I hate everything about how this works. Boomered. Whatever. All right, anyway. Back to it. Okay. But here you go. Why was his apology an issue? It's not actually an issue. It's not actually an issue. That's the problem, Ron. He didn't apologize for what you accused him of. He said, if anybody ever felt uncomfortable, I'm sorry. That's not, sorry for raping you. Sorry for sexually assaulting you. That's not the same thing. I'm getting too old for this. That's true. That's true. P.S. Oh, wait, no, I read that one. I have pointed out, I thought it was weak, but at least somewhat respectable. You thought it was weak because he didn't apologize for the stuff you accused him of. How do you not get this? How did you not, how do you not get this? Do you see why his apology is a problem? It's not a problem because he didn't apologize for what you accused him of. I thought it was weak. You thought it was weak because he didn't apologize for the stuff you wanted him to apologize for. Because he's maintained from the start he didn't do it. I have pointed to that when people DM me upset about him. You've stated your opinion that we wanted him dead. I assure you that is not the case. We want him to get better. Sure. Sure you do. You want him to get better. I believe you, Ron. I believe you. No, I think what I said was that if you know Vic the way you claimed to know Vic and the way Monica does know Vic, I'm pretty sure you did want him dead. Or at least knew it would be the logical consequence of your actions. I think 100% that's true. I believe it. There's very little you can do to make me think otherwise. You wanted him out of the industry. You wanted him to go away. You wanted him ultimately, well, let's put you're ambivalent towards his death, knowing the risk of it. I stand by that statement. I would never retract that. Live with that statement. Own that statement. It's yours. It's yours. You deserve it. Nova Zero says, wait. Nikki, it makes sense. Ron, have you and Monica never gone beyond a hug? Here we go. Also, I genuinely wish you condolences on the passing of your grandma. Thanks, Ron. Thanks. I appreciate that. I believe that 100% too. Definitely. Very genuine there. I am not sure how close you were with her. Oh, you're not? That's weird. Your attorney seems to be pretty aware of how close I was with my grandmother. At least that's what you all claim, right? Do you know how much I've heard about my relationship with my grandparents from people who have never met either of us? All from your side. All from people who talk to you, hang out with you. I've learned a lot about my relationship with my grandparents. It's been eye-opening. I've learned all sorts of information about my financial arrangements with my grandparents that I never knew before. I mean, it's amazing how much money I received when my grandfather died years ago. I didn't know about it. It's amazing. You sure act like you know how close I was with her. But I am aware of how bad it feels to lose a relative. I'm sorry for your loss. Thanks, Ron. I'll take that 100% genuinely. Absolutely. Nothing on earth could convince me that was completely untrue. So many spelling mistakes, but it is what it is. Yep, spelling mistakes. Hose. Did you have an opportunity to look into those books I suggested? If you can't afford them, I do not mind gifting them to you. Smiley face. Ron, my P.O. box is in the description of every video. You gift away. Gift away. Always love having books on the shelf. Also, I wanted to see if you wanted to speak with my ex-wife, Andrea. No, not really. I don't want to drag her into this any more than you did. She was nice enough when you asked that kid to get my court records to provide a sworn statement. Again, huge calculated mistake here, Ron. I didn't ask anybody to get your court records. Just in case we decided to go after that kid for publishing my social and for admitting to having my son, a minor, social. That's not illegal. That's not a criminal or civil thing, which is why you didn't go after him, right? That kid. That's a grown man. But it's not illegal to have your social security number from a court filing that was public. It's actually, I don't think it's illegal to publish it. I haven't seen that law. So, I mean, if you want to go after him, that's on you. But having my son, a minor, is social. Okay. Why'd you put it in the court documents? Why didn't you have that part sealed? Why didn't you have a confidential information sheet? Why didn't you have that redacted? What's wrong with you? I know you keep pushing those as a talking point, and I appreciate it. What? I don't know what that means. Those show, his court documents. Those show how a person can actually change if they actually commit to it. Ron, we don't have any evidence that you've changed. In fact, let me point out to you, this entire conversation is evidence that you haven't. buddy, this conversation is emotionally abusive. Like, we don't have any sort of relationship of trust for you to abuse, but these are the tactics of someone who's emotionally abusive, manipulative, all around disgusting. You are the type of person that is a nightmare to interact with.